What is the value in a Purple Heart if it's awarded to everyone who gets injured in combat? I used to think the same thing, until I met Staff Sergeant Mike Baker in the VA hospital waiting room 2018. Guy looked rough, missing his left arm below the elbow, burns covering half his face, sat there quiet, staring at his Purple Heart in a little velvet box. I was there for my knee. Blew it out jumping from a helicopter in Afghanistan. Nothing heroic, just landed wrong during a routine patrol. Got my Purple Heart 3 months later. Always felt weird about it. I limped for 6 weeks. This guy sacrificed pieces of himself. Started talking to Baker. Turns out he earned his Purple Heart the same day I earned mine. September 15th, 2017. Different units, same province. His story was brutal. IED hit his convoy. Truck flipped, caught fire. He was thrown clear, relatively uninjured. Could have run, should have run. Instead, he went back for his driver. Kid named Jimmy Walsh, 19 years old, unconscious, trapped in the burning vehicle. Baker pulled him out. Jimmy's uniform was on fire. Baker smothered the flames with his own body. Saved Jimmy's life, lost his arm in the process. Jimmy's alive because of what you did, I told him. Baker shook his head. Jimmy died 2 weeks later. Infection from his burns. I failed him. That's when I understood. The Purple Heart isn't about the injury. It's about what you were doing when you got hurt. My knee. I was running to cover when I jumped wrong. Self-preservation. Baker's arm. He was running toward fire to save his buddy. Self-sacrifice. But here's the thing that changed everything. Baker looked at my Purple Heart and said, "You got yours the same day? Tell me about it." I felt embarrassed. Started minimizing it. Just hurt my knee. Nothing compared to, he cut me off. "You were in combat. You got hurt serving your country. That matters." Turns out Baker had been feeling guilty about his Purple Heart too. Thought he didn't deserve it because Jimmy died anyway. Thought it should have gone to Jimmy posthumously. We sat there for an hour. 2 veterans, both questioning whether we deserved recognition for our wounds. The chaplain overheard us talking. Old Vietnam vet, Purple Heart recipient himself. Shrapnel in his spine. Walked with a cane. "You boys got it backwards," he said. "Purple Heart isn't about how bad you got hurt. It's proof you were willing to get hurt for something bigger than yourself." He pointed to Baker. "You ran into fire for your brother," then pointed to me. "You ran toward the enemy when ordered, even though you knew it was dangerous." Jimmy Walsh ran into that convoy knowing IEDs were out there. Every step he took was brave. Every step you both took was brave. The chaplain sat down with us. "I've been counseling Purple Heart recipients for 30 years. Every single one thinks someone else deserved it more." He was right. Baker and I started talking to other recipients. Same story everywhere. The guy who lost his legs thinks the guy who lost his arm deserved it more. The guy who took shrapnel thinks the guy who took a bullet deserved it more. Nobody thinks their sacrifice was enough. That's when I realized the real value of the Purple Heart. It's not a ranking system for who suffered most. It's recognition that everyone who gets hurt in combat made the same fundamental choice. They chose to serve knowing they might get hurt. And when they did get hurt, they kept serving anyway. Baker and I became friends after that day. He went back to school, became a counselor, helps other veterans deal with survivor's guilt. I kept my Purple Heart, not because I think I'm a hero, but because it reminds me that every person who's ever worn the uniform made the same choice I did, to risk everything for something bigger than themselves. The value isn't in the medal. It's in the reminder that ordinary people can do extraordinary things when it matters most, and that every sacrifice, no matter how small it seems, matters to someone.